Hello again, it is Friday, December 17th. I'm Nick with CryptoReleases.com, and I've found a pretty powerful opportunity for you guys. Crypto is just exploding. There's so much going on. But in terms of IDOs, ICOs, Launchpads, initial coin offerings, I've found something that is truly unique and different from all the rest. It does not include KYC. There's no know your customer restrictions. That's right, Americans, you heard me right. You can do it too. And there's also no staking token requirement. So it doesn't cost any money up front to get involved in initial coin offerings. You heard me right. It's called Copper Launch. It is relatively new, and I'm going to introduce it to you guys today. If you like this kind of content, staying ahead of the game with crypto and metaverse, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's talk Copper Launch. So if you guys are familiar at all with ICOs, IDOs, you know there's huge token staking requirements up front. For example, with BSC Pad, you got to stake to have guaranteed allocation upwards of $20,000 worth of BSC Pad token. And that's just locked in. Sure, you get staking rewards, but also when certain IDOs are up, a lot of people dump the token, they get off the platform, and then the price crashes, so you're left holding the bag. So any kind of money you're making staking and being able to engage in these IDOs, whatever the tokens, the price is going up gets you, it can be offset by the price of the Launchpad token that you're staking crashing, and that happens quite a bit. So enter Copper, this new Launchpad in which there are no staking requirements. It's an auction system, kind of like a Dutch auction, and there's no need to do KYC either, as I mentioned, which is huge for people living in certain jurisdictions all over the world, but especially here in the United States. We're not allowed to engage in these ICOs because of the SEC's definition of securities and all that stuff. Let's not get into the weeds with it. But anyways, with Copper, anybody anywhere in the world can engage in these auctions. And it's nothing like those exhausting lottery IDOs either. You have guaranteed allocation. You simply buy the price where you feel comfortable buying it. So, for example, you see this token launch thing here on the right side of my slide, and you can notice that as time goes on, the duration of days, the price of this thing, no matter what, is going to go down. Now that creates all kinds of interesting strategies, because if it's a super high priority token, it's been vetted, there's all these huge VCs backing it, maybe you want to buy somewhere pretty early on because you feel like that's a fair price. But if it's some other kind of token that you really don't know that much about, you're not sure what the fair market value is going to be, you can wait longer periods of time, and as you do so, the price is going to drop. And that's how the auction system works. So all the tokens and projects launching on Copper are going to launch on 3 networks: Ethereum, Polygon, or Kovan. And the list of wallets that you can use are here: MetaMask, Gnosis Safe, Wallet Connect, and Ledger. So Alchemist is the parent company and the team behind Copper. They have their token Mist. They have some other really cool projects they've done other than Copper, but there really is little that's known about them. But they do have a legitimate token that's out there, and we can talk about that a little bit as well. The Mist token is trading around $37 at the time of this recording. They have a total circulating supply of 1.22 million coins, and they're all out in the market. And as for Copper itself, it does not have its native token. As I said, there's no need to stake its native token to get involved in these various launches for the projects launching on Copper. So how can you get started with Copper? Well, first you need to know there's basically 2 different fees that Copper makes money on. There's the swap fee, which you pay in order to engage in the commerce of buying the token on the launch on Copper. And there's the volume fee that you don't really have to worry about. That's just what the creators are paying to have their projects listed on Copper. Copper's token launch auctions come in 3 stages. They're scheduled but not started, early launch, completed, or completed auction with significant buying activity. Now, the only reason you'd really want to buy a project early on in that chart that shows the descending price is if you think that this auction is likely to sell out and you think that it's already at a fair market value. Other than that, you definitely want to wait for the price to depreciate on that timeline until you feel like it's at a safe, secure place for you to allocate at that price. Now, the way that this system works without you having to stake the native Launchpad token to provide liquidity to the pool is that these token launches are weighted with a stablecoin, either DAI or USDC. And so there are these little warning systems on the Copper Launchpad where it says if, like, say, a token is weighted with 99% this new uncertain, this new token that they're launching and only 1% of a stablecoin, you can be pretty certain that that price is probably going to tank in the future because there's just not enough stable liquidity in the system. If it's 50-50, maybe you can be more confident that this system the liquidity is adequately weighted with the stablecoin, and you might be able to allocate earlier on or allocate more confidently. So the craziest thing is that really anyone with an ERC20 token can have their thing listed on Copper. That means that you've got to do your own research. You can't just be going around buying unvetted tokens the second that they pop out on the auction. That would be a very bad strategy. But there are also very well-established products that have been in development for a long time that launch on Copper, and there are projects that do huge ICOs and raise a ton of money because people are very interested in them, and the tokens do very well and the price does go up. So it also does have a third-party curator called LBP Launches that help vet projects. And there's also a whole list of projects that have not been vetted. If you guys go to copperlaunch.com, you can see the lists of all the auctions that LBP has curated and the ones that are completely unvetted. It could just be some random guy in his basement launching an ERC20 token, which also, by the way, is extremely easy to do. So you guys got to be extremely careful. But you can go ahead and go to copperlaunch.com and you can link your wallet. You can get started on any of the 3 networks we mentioned, Ethereum, Polygon, or Kovan, and you can start engaging in these token launches. Right as I was writing this article that's up on cryptoreleases.com, it'll be in the link to the description of this video, the Rain token was launching, and as you can see here, the auction has just barely begun. The price is still right at the peak there. And you can see only 3% or 2.3% has been allocated. So not as many people are confident buying it this early. They're going to wait for this descending price structure to play out. And that's how the system works, you guys. It's really as simple as that. Copper Launch, quite a unique launchpad. If you like staying ahead of the game with crypto, metaverse, things like this, go ahead, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we will stay ahead of the curve together at cryptoreleases.com.